Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. And now that is out the way, I will not act like I'm on AM fucking radio. What the fuck's the deal? All of you ugly motherfuckers. What's poppin'? I'm here with you. We here together. We gonna make this shit pop.
Yeah.
What is the tea? I got caught up in watching the kids. This is the Ish We Talk individually. I am Lily. I am your host of this show. I always have to give a grand entrance to the queen, the co-host, the lady that pushes the bells and the whistles, the creme de la creme, the top-notch homie, the bombshell and blonde that you are seeing in front of you. Give a round of applause for my cousin and my co-host, Lindsay.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? How are you today?
This is the Issue We Talk. I made a mistake last week, and I mentioned Twitter, and I already mentioned Twitter all the time. What I meant to say is Twitch, and the reason why I did not say anything about or probably messed up with saying Twitch is because I didn't say anything degenerate about Twitch, which Twitch is a very degenerate place to be at, and I love it so much. Shout out to the guy that called me T Grizzly.
Right.
I will never forget that as long as I live. I've been called many things, but T Grizzly really didn't bother me. Other people have bothered me. I didn't get bothered.
So what's the other people?
Before I grew my hair out and when I was really working out tough, I used to get confused. I ain't gonna say I used to get confused because that's just arrogance. But bitches used to say that I looked like Scrappy, and I used to be like, bitch, no way.
Scrappy, like little Scrappy?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, bitch, come on, get out of here.
Right.
Then cousin used to always call me Cube, Big. Cousin Big used to always call me Cube all the time.
Cube?
Mm-hmm.
He played too much too. That's funny.
Come on over here, Ice Cube. I'll be like, I do not look like that.
I don't see neither one of them, but I do get the T Grizzly.
Exactly. I didn't get mad at that one.
Right.
I said, if you're going to call me, but I respected that more. Don't just randomly call. Listen, I'm not that light skinned. I don't know what y'all think. I ain't never been that light skinned. I'm more brown paper baggage.
Lord. But no, not Cube. Really not Scrappy. I don't know where she got Scrappy. She must have been high as hell.
No, it was about 3 bitches. Even your homegirl, when we first started from on the other podcast, the tall homie.
Yeah.
She was even saying that shit, and I'm like, hey man, y'all got to stop.
Yeah.
You big like him, you kind of talk like him. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I ain't got no type of scrappy voice, man.
Right.
Like, if you want to fuck, just say that. Don't. What are we doing?
That is hilarious. But yeah, no. Nah, I can't get you those. But T Grizzly, I can get.
Thank you, cuz that was the only, and shout out to that guy on Twitch because that was the only time I respected being called somebody else.
Right. Yeah, down to the dreads and all. So yeah,
like I could see that.
Right. That one made sense. The other ones, they do not. So Trick Turner is watching. Hi, Trick Turner. He says all you need is them big veneers.
Hey man. Nah,
Right.
Charlie,
So
nah.
they say you look like Skriz naive.
When I put
Oh,
them big old Venezis in
right.
my kneesy, people.
The bees naive.
Hell
Where you
nah.
can barely close your mouth. Oh, that is hilarious. Yeah.
Nah.
So, before we get into these topics, let's
I'm on. I'm watching. Sorry.
yeah, let's go on ahead and talk about what is pretty pretty new right now, and that is Nicki Minaj got arrested in Amsterdam. So yeah, so she is doing her European leg of the tour. And while she's doing the leg of the tour, she just did Amsterdam probably like last night or something like that. And you know, things are legal. There's a lot of legal things that happen in Amsterdam. One of them is smoking
Right.
weed. And they were leaving. They were on a private jet, and I don't know. I don't know if she pissed the pilot off with her filming or what, but it sounds like this is the reason why all of this is occurring. Like he would have just let them live had it not been for her recording. But yeah, they ended up searching her bags and found some paraphernalia. She went live when all of this happened, so all of this is online. Um, and yeah, she was tweeting a lot about it as well. She's saying that it's sabotage, that people are trying to because you know she just what is that called? She just announced her second leg. So she's gonna do a second leg of the tour. And you know, this tour is like the highest grossing tour of a female rapper ever. So yeah, she has been tweeting a lot, but then all of a sudden it stopped. The video stopped, the tweet stopped and whatnot. So people are like, okay, she's like legit detained. And on top of that, she's supposed to do Manchester tonight. Her fans are outside of the venue yelling free Nicki as we speak. So this is an ongoing thing. Um Trick Turner says she should have hit it in her BBL. That BBL ain't BBLing right now.
This show ain't, man. This
No.
hey boy, this you. Oof.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts on this breaking news?
I feel like it's crazy. I do feel like it's probably just an issue with the pilot because she's flying private, so I don't understand why the pilot checked the bag. I ain't never heard of anybody's pilot checking a bag going private.
Right.
So
They usually check it after.
yeah, I really just think it's some get back on his end. When I watched it, the cop was actually being very cool and trying to make sure that the situation was handled. Um, but I think it's a situation where for some strange reason that pilot was holding a grudge. Maybe that pilot knows something we don't know, and it's just like, hey, downfall to whatever Nikki is doing. Um, I'm just saying it could be weed, but ain't no telling because everything is legal in Amsterdam. You know, she could be. It could have been some tar heroin he found in that goddamn bag. For all we know, whatever it is, he shouldn't have been looking for it. Just my opinion. And I do feel like it was kind of a sabotage for her because, again, it just doesn't make any sense for a pilot to do that. But you know, she used to get managed by Diddy. It could be a whole thing. They could just be like, we destroying everything that Diddy touched. It could be one of those. I don't know. It just baffled me. When more and more I was looking at it, I was like, why was the police more cool than the motherfucking dude in the red tie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whatever transpired, that man is not a happy camper.
Mm-hmm.
So but
I
yeah,
don't know if
definitely.
he might have she might have came in there and went live and filmed him getting topped off by the co-pilot and was like, oh, wait a minute, what, bitch, what we doing?
Right, right.
There
I mean,
had to
it
be
could be
something.
anything. It could be anything, but yeah, that man was upset about him being filmed. But if it's really that big of a deal about him not being filmed, then that should be something in the paperwork, or
Yep.
that should be a part of the rules when they tell you all the rules and shit like that before you take off. That should be something. Somebody need to say something.
Yeah, it could be
But
a pilot request.
yeah.
One thing with I don't know if every private jet do that, but they don't always have the same pilot, and some
Mhm.
pilots have different rules. Like, hey, this we don't I only allow this many people. I only allow this to go down. You could do this, you could do that. They have kind of like a what when celebrities do stuff, they have like that list of what, you know what I'm saying, what you can and can't do, or they only want red Skittles, type of shit. A
All right.
pilot be having that shit too.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, like it's weird. Especially because they already told you, like, one of the people in the camp said it's theirs and y'all still are being an ass.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like
And
yeah,
then and then she's also claiming sabotage, but I mean it is looking a little sabotage, you know? So
yeah.
I'm like,
It looks weird to me. I just don't
yeah,
understand. I would have in that type of situation, I probably would have went live too because it doesn't make any sense.
yeah, yeah. That is sometimes it's a lifesaver,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, and then sometimes it tells your side of the story if it doesn't save your life.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, ain't no telling if she wouldn't have went live. He probably would have been cussing her out and saying all sorts of stuff to Nicki Minaj.
mm-hmm.
So
Yep, yep,
I pray for the this shit gets handled and she's able to continue her tour without any hiccups.
right, right. Because I mean, if she does this second leg and she comes anywhere close, I'ma go. I've seen her in a concert before, and that's when I became a fan because I didn't like her at first.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to these artists also, man, doing these awesome tours as of lately. Uh
hmm
like nonstop, you know what I'm saying? One, you getting your bread. Two, it really we really are ending the cliche of after a certain amount of years, our hip hop artists are washed up. Um
right,
because this is showing you like after 15 years, she is the highest grossing female rap tour. That ain't none of these new ones coming out. That's Nicki
right,
Minaj.
right.
That's the veteran in the game. So you gotta respect that.
And she's still putting out quality work because Pink Friday 2 is good. Pink Friday 2 is good. So you got to give it up to her. You know what I'm
And she's
saying?
monetizing the shit out of it too.
Yeah, as she should.
Every time I
As
look
she
up,
should.
it's a reel with some with one of them songs popping.
Yeah, as she should. So, shout out to her. Hopefully, everything works out and she can continue her tour. But yeah. All right. So, yeah. So yeah, let's get into the foolishness. We got a couple of things that's foolishness on here, actually. But let's stay with Young Money
I,
here for a second.
I think the whole show is gonna be on some foolish shit.
Right, right. So, yeah, let's stick with Young Money. Sexy Red and Drake put out Drake put out a song called what is it called? You Are Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on Sexy Red's new album that just came out yesterday. It's called You My Everything. Um, yeah, and I mean not Sexy Red.
No, no.
No, what I
Sexy
was gonna
Drizzy.
say, right? Sexy Drizzy. uh, Drake did uh rap over the BBL Drizzy. However, he did not do what I said, you know. But I still laughed. I still laughed, and I thought it was cool, you know. Um, yeah. What do you? Okay, before we get into that part, what do you think about the song as a whole?
The song in a whole is garbage. I mean, it just, and that's just my palette for music. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the song in itself is just not a good song for me. Um, I feel like Sexy Red, no downplay to her or what she's doing. One, because she a Missourian, and I ain't never gonna talk down about anybody from Missouri. So shout out to Sexy Red. But I really do think that you need to step up production wise. Like I need whoever you messing with, um, they need to step their game up, and they need to tell you or show you how to twerk certain things in your cadence, because right now you just sound like somebody um that don't really do this, and you and you actually do. You know what I'm saying? You act like, for me, for this song, it sounded like somebody told their girlfriend to rap over a beat. Like,
Mm.
it don't sound like it was any effort put in it. Um, but that's just me. Um, because her motion on the song, her vibe, her wave, the way she was moving, that rhythm on that song was vastly different from Drake's. Even before the skip, not the skip, but the beat drop.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, you could tell who actually pays attention to production and does it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the song is garbage. Now on Drizzy's part, um, BBL Drizzy, listen. One thing you can do is laugh at yourself, but you can't laugh at yourself when other people are laughing. You have to, if you're gonna do that, like what Lindsay said, if you were actually gonna do that, you're gonna address some bullshit. And he didn't do that. He was like, yeah, BBL Drizzy, because I be buying these girls' bodies. Don't nobody care about that, my dude. Like,
No.
don't nobody care about this, in my opinion. Um, you making K Dot say nothing but truths about you. Because now, with that verse alone, with another Sexy Red track that you didn't jumped on, or another Sexy Red track you got with her, that just makes you look like a bad bitch. Like, yeah, he was right. I'm just looking at two bitches. That's it. It just,
I don't understand what the it seems like it's a obsession with Sexy Red. That's what I don't understand. Like when Nicki got on Pound Town, she got on Pound Town and then she moved on. Like Drake is not moving on from Sexy Red. Like I don't understand. Like what are we doing? Like are you getting paid to put her on? Like
that's what it's got to be something into
yeah.
that. I mean, even after this whole beef debacle, watching certain interviews and watching certain podcasts and people digging up a lot of stuff with especially about the business of Drake and OVO. It's like, dude, that contract that you signed is crazy, and you got to produce. Um, but is it under there where you have to produce? You have to come up with shit for certain people, and she's one of those, because it's no reason why y'all should be that close. Like y'all are millions and millions of light years away from each other for real.
Yeah.
Why is this a priority for you?
Right. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. And maybe it ain't for me to get, but I don't get it.
I said that
Yeah.
last podcast. I used to want to be a rapper. I don't no more. The politics in that, unless you all out independent, the
Mm.
politics in that, man, it just looks flawed, and I just couldn't imagine, because she's not even, and no downplay to any of the female rap artists nowadays or in the past, but she's not even of a caliber to be obsessed with her as a rapper. This, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it would have been vastly different if he was just fanning over like Rhapsody, or if he was, for the most part, keeping it real, if he was fanning over Glow, because Glorilla is for this generation is the best female artist y'all got.
I like Glow. I like Glow.
Yeah, if you think about that generation of 15 to 29, Gorilla's the best female artist y'all got.
I wouldn't go that far.
Who would you give
20, it to? 15 to 29, Meg is in that.
Meg's in that. Yeah, Meg's in there.
Yeah,
but if you want to talk about just being up there with the guys as far as lyrics, to me, as far as the lyrics go, it's Glow. No downplay to Megan. Megan's cold, but Megan is cold on for what she does.
Yeah.
Gorilla really, I don't care what nobody say. Megan Thee Stallion makes good songs. Megan Thee Stallion ain't gonna make you crack a chair over a bitch neck. Gorilla will.
I don't know about that, because his went hard. She was cussing out everybody on his.
Yeah, she was.
But because
that wouldn't make nobody fight in the club.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like,
I ain't saying that. I'm just saying how it moves the people as far as what it is. Like when motherfuckers like, yeah, Glow, and she start getting in there, digging in there on some shit. Yeah, a motherfucker get punched in the face for that shit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Glow go hard.
Yeah, that'll make a motherfucker get punch him dead in the face.
Yeah.
I've never heard a Megan song that'll do that to. Not saying it that's supposed to happen, but hey, listen, some lyrics have to move you a certain way. Those lyrics move you a certain way.
Yeah.
Especially when you want to set a bitch out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I don't think that she's the best one out because she got fight music. Like
I do. I mean, but again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? On top of that, she gives regardless of who got the most streams and all that, if you actually listen to Glorilla, the times I've listened to her music, she ain't on some shit that'll make you think that she ain't the Memphis bitch that she says she is. You know, not that she don't talk that sexy shit like everybody else do, because she does. But she also lets you know, this is who I'm still this bitch from here.
Right. She is so Memphis. Oh, geez. She couldn't wash that off if she wanted to.
Yeah. I think I respect her like that because for male artists, I respect where they still rep who they is. I don't give a fuck if I'm making money in Atlanta. If I'm from Timbuktu, Ohio, I'm repping that to the fullest if I'm getting to play. So I respect any rapper that does that. I know what I'm saying? I don't respect the other rappers that come up and be like, yeah, well, I'm gonna represent the town that I'm getting the money in.
Sidebar: Timbuktu is in Ohio?
No, I don't know where Timbuktu is. I just named the city in a fucking state.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't. Maybe because I remember Miss Mulatto. I put Lotto up there.
I remember Miss Mulatto too, but
Yeah.
that ain't this no more.
It ain't. But that's the reason why I bring that up because of the fact I know what her potential is lyrically. I feel like what she's doing now is pandering, like times 10. But because of the fact that I do remember Miss Mulatto, I do know her potential. I do know what she can do. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I want to put her up there. But like you said, you can't necessarily do that because that's not what she owns.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. I want to do a lot of things. Shit. But there's certain things you cannot do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of them.
You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Who else?
I want to listen to an Andre 3000 album that's him actually rapping. It doesn't necessarily think I'm gonna get that again.
Yeah, I don't think so either because the way that interview went when that got brought up, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Nah. And I respect it, but I still want it though, you know.
Right. I got you.
If it was, and he could have did what J. Cole move, might delete later. He could have put out a song that lasted for a week and then deleted that shit. I would have been like, it's hammer time. It's fucking hammer time at this point.
Not as hammer time.
We banging the shit out of this every fucking day.
Right. That's what's going to happen every morning while I brush my teeth, you know?
Ooh.
Who else? See, okay, this is what I did yesterday, right? I was in a car going somewhere for like 30 minutes. And I played a good amount of that Sexyy Red album. And I was thinking to myself, who would have thought I would be in the car actually listening to a Sexyy Red album, right? Because I was listening to the You My Everything song. Because I wanted to hear it in the car, of course. And then I just let it play. Okay, so like there's so many issues with Sexyy Red, but my main issue after listening to them, because Tyga put like the majority, if not all, of the beats on this song. I mean on this album. Mm-hmm. So he's throwing everything at her, right? My biggest takeaway from her is that she just don't give a damn about the beat at all. Like she gonna flow how she flow, and that's just what it is. Whew. Ooh,
and it ain't even like it's not even like she is because it's some artists that can do that. That could just this is how they rap. They gonna rap on this, and they make the beat ride with them. They don't ride the beat. They make the beat ride with them. Case in point, the baby is
yeah,
he's great at that. He's great at that. I'm not gonna change how I rap, but this beat, y'all still gonna hear this beat. This beat gonna chug right in the back of me. Sexy don't do that.
Right. She don't care.
Shout out to her getting her accolades and all the money she's getting. Like, but it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, she because at first I couldn't do it at all. But she started to like, you know, grow on me a little bit. And that's part of the reason why I was just like, well, I'll let it ride on this car ride, right? But I knew going in, I was just like, I can't listen to a whole Sexyy Red album. But I never really noticed how bad it was until I listened that much in one city. And then she had this one song with this one dude that I've never heard before. I don't know. Maybe he's a St. Louis rapper. I don't know. But he just refused. Fucking fused to do anything with the beat. He was like, I'm going to, because like his verse is a story. So he's like, I'm going to tell my story. And y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all want with this beat. I don't care. But I'm not gonna do what y'all want me to do. I'm going to tell my story. And it's like, what? Like, what's the point? What's the point of paying Tyga all this money?
Hey, man,
You know what I'm saying?
I just think everything is in a balloon together.
Producers. Right. Like, y'all can get some SoundCloud producers if this is what it is. Like, but people don't care about lyrics no more, for real. Not enough to actually like pay attention to what they're saying. They care enough to sing along.
Right.
You know? But yeah. I was just like, and she comes off very hard headed in that she's just gonna do what she wanna do anyway. And you can't tell her nothing. She just comes off that way, period. So I can definitely see that happening in the studio. Like the producer trying to give her guidance and she's like, no, I'm gonna do it like this, and that's just what it is. I can definitely see that happening.
I can see that too. And the only thing I say to that one is, Sexy, that fall gonna be really, really hard.
Yeah.
Cause after a while, I mean, it just motherfuckers that don't really really have a love for the craft, eventually people start seeing those chinks in that armor, and eventually you just not gonna be that person no more. You ain't gonna get off that hot horse on your own. They gonna fucking John Claude Van Damme kick you off that bed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
like, it's just so much money is being made right now. People don't really pay attention to the ones with longevity. Is the ones, I don't care what their music is about. The ones with longevity is the ones that actually really love the craft that they doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she love it. I just think it's one of those things where, you know, as a hustler, it's just something that she hustled into, and this is giving her her biggest bag, so she's gonna do it. But she's not. She's gonna be one of them hustlers that end up in jail because you don't pay attention to the people you actually selling to.
mm-hmm.
And so I think that's gonna be the one that hit her in the ass. She's not paying attention to the people that she's actually selling to, and those people they get tired of people real fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just I want to see if we still talking about Sexyy Red in the next 2 years.
I don't see us doing that. I don't. I hope she does right by her money. Cause I really don't. I wonder how long this whole relationship with her and Drake is gonna last. Cause they can't be that cool. Like in real life.
I be thinking that shit too. Like, man, is he really fucking her on the side, man? Cause she one of them stupid bitches. Like, and
I don't think they doing that.
Because they was like, are you fucking Drake for verses? And she was like, yeah. And like she could have did that jokingly, but I don't know. She might have sucked this nigga dick or something, because
I don't think so. I don't think so. She has that.
Either she did that, or he just secretly wants to be Sexyy Red. He just wants to be unapologetic. Not saying that he's gay or anything like that. I'm just saying he want to be unapologetically him, and he can't do that because he has to be a certain way. Because he's a fucking conglomerate, and maybe he's gravitating to somebody that really don't care.
Yeah, I think that's probably what the attraction is. Cause she like legit don't care. So, Tohi's watching. Hey, she says, "Hey, it's lucky I caught it live." Yes, and we haven't been here long either. She says Drake is getting paid. I think he's getting paid too. Because this has gone on too long.
I really actually think it's in his contract. When he signed that contract for $400 million, it's a lot. It was a lot of speculations in there that we ain't never gonna know about, and I really think it's a conglomerate of a lot of things where these are one of the obligations that he has to do. It's she not gonna be the only one. It might be some other shit that like Drake is just gonna have to like self promote for them. The
I mean,
motherfucker give you $400 million, man, up front.
yeah.
It's some shit you got to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
That ain't
There's
no
some shit you
goddamn
gotta
chump
do.
time. We talking about Michael Jackson money when Michael Jackson was talking about he was broke.
Right.
Nigga,
Right.
this shit is some shit.
Yeah. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Like it's weird. It's very weird because it's like, how old is Sexyy Red? Like in her mid-20s,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a 37-year-old man. Like, what is it? Because I don't think they're smashed. I don't think it's nothing sexual or nothing like that. And I think that is her sense of humor because she was riding around with Rollo playing this song because that trended yesterday too. This clip, and she told the origin of this song, and she said that Chief Keef was supposed to get on the song, and he ended up not getting on it. But the reason why the song is the song in that is because I guess they interact online often, and people was asking Chief Keef if that's his girlfriend, is he talking to her or whatever. And so he had told her that people keep asking him that, and she was like, well, she'll tell them niggas we go together. So that's the origin story of the song. So he says, I believe he gets paid to associate with the new people, yet in turn it keeps him relevant. Good business in my opinion. Notice this isn't the first one. And I ain't know shit about Ice Spice until it was mentioned he tried to fuck with her. Oh, he did mention her, but I thought it was in a derogatory way. That he said something like people said that she was thick, but she can't rap or something like that, and she was like, "Well, at least I'm thick" or something.
Yeah, it was. I think the whole thing with that situation is just because when that whole Ice Spice and Drake shit went down, because he was trying to be all up in her face too. I just think Ice Spice realized he was weird and stopped fucking with him on that level. And was like, she didn't blow up the spot. She was just like, hey, we don't, we two different people type of jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when all of a sudden Drake don't like Ice Spice because
so that came after the fact, I guess.
Yeah, because Drake was on her heavy.
Oh.
Yeah, for real. And took her out to Canada, took her out to a couple of spots. And I don't think whatever he was doing and whatever his camp was, I just don't think that she relevantly thought that shit was cool. Now, he could have smashed, but even in that, I know a lot of women that smashed weird dudes and was like, yeah, I ain't fucking with him no more. So it is what it is. All I know is when she said, hey, we just move different or whatever she said in that interview, like, how they ain't as cool as people think they is. All of a sudden, now Drake don't fuck with Ice Spice.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know that part. I just knew that he mentioned her in her song, and she just replied like, well, at least I'm thick.
Yeah, I mean, that's all she could say, because that's what it is. He probably nutted too fast, and she was gone on her business, and she ain't disrespecting him, but he just on some real egotistical man stuff. Is like, I'm gonna ruin her because you might say that to somebody.
Right. It's that male ego. It's that male ego, and
yeah, I'm not, and it happens. I'm a flawed man, so you know what I'm saying. I know some things do have that ego kick in, and you like, man, better not say nothing, bitch. It is what it is. That's where I love getting older. And age comes maturity. Now it's just like, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, you get to the point where you don't care. It's just like what.
So, but you know, as we see now, regardless of his business or not, like Tony said, his main objective is to hang out with the younger generation. So I don't think his maturity level is up there.
Yeah. So Tohi also says, my point was that it didn't seem like she started popping until he said something about her. I knew
Yeah,
nothing about her until then. Um, you
yeah, I picked up
probably
what you
are
was
in
putting
good
down, Tony.
company with that. Yeah, you probably are in good company with that.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you putting because I didn't know nothing about much until Drake was tweeting about it.
I didn't know Drake tweeted about much.
Yep.
I don't know how I knew about it. I just remember seeing this chick that looked like Carrot Top rapping. It was just like, okay.
Yeah,
So
I just was like, okay, it is what it is.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't really trip off of it, and you know, the industry basically slaughtered her before she even got out the gate, saying that she was only getting that buzz because she was quote unquote attractive. But I'm like, she ain't attractive to a lot of people. A lot of
That's
people
the
don't
killer
want.
part. Now
Yeah,
that has been a debate, like a lot, because people are saying that she fine as fuck, and other people are like, fine, where? So yeah,
that's what I'm like. So the industry murdered her before she even got a chance to get her feet down and get to walking. She, you know what I'm saying? Like she automatically had to get out there and sprint.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Huh.
Not
So
saying that she don't have to, because I mean she does. Because
yeah, her
yeah,
songs just don't really move me.
I'm
Not
about to say,
not unless Nicki on them, because those are the only
listen,
songs I like.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Just as a quote unquote guy that thinks he's a lyricist, um, that bitch you think you the shit, you ain't even a fart. I said, man, this is Biz Markie, the Fat Boys type of just shit that I didn't listen to. You know, it wasn't my cup of tea, man. Not saying that it ain't a cup of tea for certain people, but it ain't mine. So it was at that right there just let me know like, nah, this ain't the one.
No. I mean, it would have been a clever lyric, but to make it a song, nah. Yeah, tell he says light skin equals fine regardless. She fucking sucks. Sexy red too.
I
Yeah.
listen,
Now I do agree with that. It is colorism going on with that shit because she's so plain looking.
right? Yeah, I don't. I mean,
She looks like Carrot Top. Whatever.
I just I will say this because I don't want to downplay Ice Spice. She's attractive to um, certain individuals. It is what it is,
Yeah.
um, and I mean that's what it is. I don't know nobody that that said that she was like super attractive. Now, she's super thick. Everybody and their mama knows that. She has a nice figure.
She
Um,
had, yeah. I give her that.
Yeah, she has a nice figure. I give her. I'm gonna give you that, and that could be the thing. In my opinion, the man that like her, the same man that like Britney Spears when they wasn't supposed to like Britney Spears. You know, they like Britney Spears when she was 16-year-old Britney Spears.
Mhm.
And Britney Spears could have sung anything, and these old dudes would have just and they still bought the albums, saying they bought them for their daughters, but they don't even pick their daughters up. You know what I'm saying? So it just remind me of the vibe. That's the same vibe.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know.
But at least, what's her face is an adult.
Yeah, Ice Spice is an adult,
Yeah,
but I think they would the same individuals. If she'd have came out with Munch at 16, they would have still been the same guy.
you're probably right. You're probably right in that assessment. But yeah. But yeah, you my everything. I like Drake's part. I like Drake's
Before you start,
part.
for you and Tony, it will not be any Missouri slander on the issue we talk.
What I do?
No, before you say anything, because Tony said that Sexyy Red sucks. It will not be any Missouri slander on the issue we talk.
First off,
If you from the Missouri, then
she's not.
whatever. Get your money, young people. Get your money.
No, tell he's not. She's from Texas. But Sexyy Red is from St. Louis. And Kansas City hates everybody. So yeah.
Not everybody in Kansas City hates everybody.
The majority.
But if you represent Missouri, I'm rocking with
you. Yeah. When we fight out of the state, absolutely. But in the state, we hate them niggas too.
I mean, you can have your opinion, you just don't put it out in the air.
Right.
Because like I have my opinion. I can say some stuff off the air, but I know I would never say it on the air because she from Missouri, man. It's like,
yeah.
Dude, hey, get your money. I know what it is to live in Missouri. I don't care what part of Missouri you in.
Okay.
It's hard. Either you gonna deal with some real street shit, or you gonna deal with some real backwater ass racism. It's just what it is in Missouri.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not mad at the girl. You know what I'm saying? She found a lane and she riding that motherfucker.
So is.
Tully says, it's not slander when it's facts. Doesn't matter where she's from. She still fucking sucks.
You know what? You will not, ma'am. Get it, sexy. Get it, sexy.
That song goes hard. That is one hard ass beat. I want to hear that in somebody's truck. Like, that motherfucker go hard. Not even gonna hold you on that one. And that's probably the only time I'm gonna say a Sexyy Red song go motherfucking hard.
It won't. She's gonna have
bow. Yeah.
She's gonna have millions of hits.
Yeah, that get it sexy is shit. But anyway, off of Sexyy Red, I feel like we spent enough time on her. Yeah, so the other foolishness. Okay, so the Cannes Film Festival was this past week. Oh, before we move on, Tohi says, I hate that I like Rich Baby Daddy, but it's a Drake song, so there is my excuse. But you don't remember what Drake do on the song. All you know is bend that ass over, let that coochie breathe.
Yep.
That's all you know. Shake that ass, bitch.
Shake that ass for Drake.
Knees, right?
Shake that ass for me. That's the only thing you know about that song. Can't nobody tell you Drake's verse.
Right, you forget scissors on that motherfucker. Like, yeah. So, but yeah. So, the Cannes Film Festival was this past week. There's a lot of controversy that's been going on with the Cannes Film Festival. One of them being the whole thing with Kelly Rowland going off on one of the security on the red carpet, which was some foolishness. And then I just saw today there was this other lady. She wasn't black, but she wasn't white. I don't know what she was, but she had this really long train, and they were being really rude to her while she was going up the stairs. And at the bottom of her train, she had a picture. It looked like it was a painted picture of Jesus. And two of the security officers kept picking up her train and carrying it with her. And she was like, no, give me my train. And she kept throwing it back down. When she would turn around and go back up the stairs, they kept picking it up. And then the same lady that Kelly Rowland had to go off on did the same thing to this lady while she was going up the stairs. So she had 3 security officers rushing her up the stairs. And so then the lady, she stopped to talk to somebody who was at the top of the stairs. And the lady with her arm out, because she loved to put that fucking arm out, she grabbed her waist to try to move her up. And so the girl turned around and pushed her. So it was just like, oh, Ken is really like cutting up. They really need to do something about their security, because that was uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? So, but we've been seeing that, right? One thing that we did see yesterday was that Travis Scott and Tyga got into a fight. Who also was a part of the fight was Southside and AE. And AE is a record exec, and he's also Amber Rose's second kid's dad. And he's also currently dating Cher. And Southside is 808 Mafia, the producer group. So yeah. From the very, very, very dark video that we saw, a couple of videos that we saw, it looked like Travis Scott was throwing doors. People was getting flung. People was like getting hit left and right. So, and the videos are pretty long. It looked like it was a pretty long fight. Then I saw another video today from a different part of the fight. So, yeah. I've been hearing a couple of things on why it started. They were saying that like Travis Scott was mad that Tyga was being acknowledged. I don't know if it's just that. I don't know if I believe that too much. But then I also heard that Tyga said, no, not Tyga. Travis said to Tyga, at least I waited till she was 18. So yeah. I mean, that is a good thing to say. Or waited till she was over 18, I should say. But yeah, I mean, that is a good thing, you know.
That's
yeah.
That's a
good thing.
I say something like that to somebody, I'm expecting to start knocking the shit out of niggas. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah.
So, if that's what was said, he knew what was coming next. He knew. That's why I looked like that nigga was fighting for his life. That fucking video.
Yeah. That video was pretty intense. Tohi says, "Who won? You just mad I got the babies, nigga." So yeah. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that video?
My thoughts is one is this. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all make way too much money to be doing this anywhere. That's my major thought. My thought after that is, I believe it's all cap about somebody getting a shout out. For me, I think it was more or less of somebody was doing was trying to be on some extra Jeff and shit, and Travis Scott wasn't there for none of that shit. Somebody said something stupid, and he said what he said, and then somebody thought Travis Scott wasn't from Texas. One thing, and I ain't bigging up Texas like that. I'm just saying from the people that I know from Texas or from down south, period. One thing you got to realize, I don't care how big they are or how little they is. Them down south individuals, they stand on their shit.
Yeah.
Like G.I. Son said, standing on business. Nah, especially in Texas, them niggas stand on business. If they say, "Hey, I don't like you, fuck nigga, and your mama a bitch," they gonna say that shit directly to you. Like
Yeah.
this the type of shit that they own. The reason why they do that is because they are used to fighting. A lot of you niggas ain't used to fighting. These niggas are used to fighting for real because everybody got a gun in Texas. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you from the people that I know in Texas in my times when I have been in Texas. Everybody and their mama got a gun because that's what they do in Texas. So they not worried about you pulling out a pistol. They really worried about, nigga, if you can knock me out about saying some fuck shit to you. They're not worried
Yeah.
about shooting you because anybody can shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what happens. They've been knowing that. You know, we just now in the category of damn, everybody got guns in Texas. They already knew that shit. So they wasn't worried about a nigga having a gun. They worried about beating the shit out of somebody, really knocking the rocks out of niggas' shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got this mentality, it ain't nothing that nobody gonna tell you nowhere because you already know what you about to do. So however the situation was, I know Travis was on some. He say something else to me because I don't do a lot of talking. I'm about to knock his motherfucking dentures out.
Yeah. Right.
That's just what it was. I really and I just don't. At the end of the day, I really still feel, man, all of y'all make way too much money to even be on that type of shit. You and shit, whatever was going on, whatever the animosity is, somebody should have walked away. Somebody should have known.
You know, it's the fact that fight went on for like almost a minute before the DJ finally was like, okay, guys, stop. Like it was like he was saying that out of obligation, but he really low key didn't care.
Nah. Go ahead and kill each other out there. I don't care.
Right.
You
I'm
ain't fucking up my vibe over here. My
right.
vibe is over here with the crowd. Y'all ain't even
Okay. Y'all do that over
y'all
there.
shit.
Like, right. I'm still getting paid regardless.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit up. It's not mine.
I ain't tripping off that. I'm waiting on the fight to be over so I can, as a DJ, I can be like, somebody just got their ass beaten VIP. Bam, 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 bam. I heard it was a celebrity. Bam, 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 bam. You bitch ass niggas can't throw hands. Bam, bam, bam. I would have been on all that dumb shit.
Dude. And then the person that recorded it, like, dude, you have one job. Why did you not turn the flash on? Jeez Louise. I was like, what the hell? This grainy ass video? Did you take this on a sidekick? Like, what's going on? I don't understand. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't think it's over Kylie. At least I hope it's not over Kylie. Because you got these two niggas fighting over you and she with a whole white man now. She ain't stressed about neither one of them. So.
I don't think it's over Kylie per se. I really do think it was something being said about that being Kylie's baby daddy, and some shit popped off through there. Mm-hmm. I don't think it has anything to do with Kylie. It has a lot to do with, at the end of the day, we both two men. So at this point, I'm gonna see who is the bigger man because somebody is about to get knocked out their socks. Like simple as that.
Yeah.
It's about to be on that type shit. Like sometimes niggas get in that mentality. I've been in that mentality. Like I don't care if this nigga is throwing everything and the sink at me. The last thing he gonna see is his shoe being on the other side of him because I'm planning on hitting you hard enough to knock your fucking shoe off, my nigga.
Yeah.
I'm sending that shit from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. I'm gonna knock your shoe loose. You give me that. You ever hit a nigga and he stumbled and the shoe went one way? That's how I knew I'm about to beat your ass. Every time I see that, I was like, I'm about to beat your ass.
Right.
Your body ain't ready for this. Your body ain't even ready for what I'm about to do.
Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. It was silly. It was silly. It definitely was silly. But it happened. It happened. And we saw it. Yeah. And can't count Travis Scott out. Because Yeah, he was throwing them doors.
For what I seen, win, lose, or draw, whatever it was, Travis really showed you like even if I used to get my ass whooped every day in Texas, I ain't getting my ass whooped at the Cans Festival.
Hell no.
Like, straight up.
Right. I can't go back home if I do that.
Mm-mm.
and
I was no
and
gangster.
get
I
my
was just a
ass
nigga that was
whooped.
producing beats in Texas.
Right.
They not gonna respect me for coming home for losing the Tyga.
Right. That's what I was about to say. And
Just imagine if he was laid out and they said
right.
Tyga did it.
Right.
That nigga would have never went back to Texas because
Hell no.
even the women would be like, "Man, fuck you, get your bitch ass out of here."
Right. Before I call Tyga to come whoop your ass.
I'm Tyga to beat your ass. You got whooped by a black Bruce Lee, nigga.
Okay. Yeah, man. Like,
get your bitch ass out of here. You got
right.
whooped by a nigga Chi Chongin. This is the shit that niggas is gonna say to him.
They
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
keep it 100, especially in Texas. Right. They will talk about you bad.
Oh yeah, they was definitely gonna get on his head if he lost that motherfucker. He gonna definitely be like, you know what? Give me the trash. I'll take it out. Like,
you just take the trash out, man. Listen,
right,
I ain't got time
give me the trash. I'll take it out. Like,
anytime I go back to my town, a nigga gonna do some shit like this to me. Bitch ass nigga, I beat your ass.
Damn. Damn it, man. Damn it, man.
Because that's who you got beat up by.
Right. It's basically. So yeah. So that's that. They cutting up in Can, I'll tell you that. So yeah. So the last thing is Apple Music put out a top 100 albums list. Yeah. This list has caused a lot of people
to not like lists.
To not like lists, definitely. Yeah. All right, so mainly because of the top 10. So let me go to the top 10. Let's see. The top 10 are okay, so let me preface this by saying this is not off of streams or sales or anything like that. The people that made the list is a group of people that basically work in the music department at Apple. And they are various people. One of them is Ebro from Hot 97. You know, he also works for Apple Music as well. So yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of people, you know, and they did have rules that they were supposed to abide by. One of them was to not necessarily go off of emotion or their feeling for an album, but you know that's kind of hard not to do.
It's impossible to do.
Yeah,
albums give you a feeling.
Right. So
that's retarded,
especially when you're not going off of the stats.
Exactly. Like, you know, if you put a speculation like that in, then you can't turn around and say the speculations is you can't go off of album sold or streams. Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. I just think Apple Music was just as an evil villain for that, because this is just to shake everybody up and piss them off. This ain't no relevancy at all.
You know, this ain't the first time a list has been published. But lists, no matter who does it, always causes controversy. Excuse me. They always cause controversy. So yeah, they got what they wanted, because you can't put out a list and not want controversy. It's publicity.
Yeah.
So, so yeah. So all right. 10 is Beyonce Lemonade. Nine is Nirvana, Nevermind. Eight is Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. Seven is Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. Six is Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. Five is Frank Ocean, Blonde. Four is Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain. Three is The Beatles, Abbey Road. Two is Michael Jackson, Thriller. One is Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So, do you feel like they got anything right?
I feel like they got Lauryn Hill right. Just because if you're going off of no emotions and you're not going off of album sales, you're talking about the impact that it put on people. Yeah, I think they totally 100% got the miseducation of Lauryn Hill correct, because at number one, it solidifies one thing that I think the world knows about Lauryn Hill is she is actually one of the greatest songwriters we have ever got to witness, and it's just a tragedy that so much real life pain happened to her that we'll never get any more of that dope ass music.
Mm-hmm. He says Lauren's been touring for the last 20 plus years off that one album.
That's a fact.
This is true.
So I will do that. I will say Frank Ocean for having Blonde was
that shit didn't make any sense.
It was so weird because I could see Frank Ocean actually being a part of the top 100, but I didn't think it was ranked that high, especially Blonde. And Blonde was a good album, but
I wouldn't have batted an eye if he was on the list for Channel Orange, but that's not in the top 10. Period.
Yeah, that's my thing. I think if Channel Orange would have got 37 on the top 100, I would have been cool, because one thing about Frank Ocean is one thing he did do, and then this is just my opinion, so but I'm gonna just keep it 100. What he did make it do for the industry, especially in the small industry that we have as Black creators, is he made it cool to be attractive, a male, and gay, and be proud about it. And on top of that, making phenomenal music.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to put him up there. So, but I don't think he deserved being number 6. Or is it 6 or 5?
5.
5.
Mm-hmm. So he says, I think Purple Rain should have been between 3 and 2.
I think Purple Rain deserves number 4. I think Thriller should have been number 2, because
Thriller is number 2.
Oh, my bad then. I'm not saying nothing there, because I would say, yeah, like that. Yeah, that was great. That's a great selection. From 2 to 1. 4 to what was 3?
3. Hold on. 3. See, they get so damn fancy instead of just making a damn list. The Beatles, Abbey Road.
Okay, I mean, put it in that perspective. I still think it's Prince 4 is cool, because Abbey Road was that was the first time we ever heard White Soul.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that was very impactful. Like people still recreate that album cover to this day.
That was the first time we ever really got a hold of what them niggas overseas. Well, not even the niggas. What them white folks overseas were choking up from us.
Basically. You know, a lot of people that I saw comment about this had issue with Nirvana.
Nah,
And I've been commenting on people's videos like, y'all are tripping. Nirvana, that album Nevermind has smells like Teen Spirit on there. And I was a kid in the hood, 7, 8 years old, singing "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
yeah,
Like
dude.
straight in the hood. People looking at me all kinds of crazy, but yeah, I watched that video every time MTV played it. I
Unless
still
you
play that
grew
song
up,
to this day.
unless you grew up in a neighborhood that was predominantly white, you wasn't privy to a lot of white folks' music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the fact that Nirvana did two things. Um, if you wasn't privy, like if your peoples didn't like rock music and they were black, you didn't know a lot about too many rock stars. You knew about some of them through collabs with these rappers, but other than that, you didn't know about nobody. And the only people niggas probably knew about was Aerosmith back in the day, and that's
Right,
because they did that shit with Ryan DMC.
right.
For the fact that Nirvana did the first thing they did was grunge music went through everybody from rich folks to the slums,
Mm-hmm.
and they made underground Seattle grunge music nationwide. Uh,
Right.
Second thing they did was put a whole fucking city on the map that they don't even bother with. They were called Seattle grunge music, and they like, why do we just have to be labeled Seattle? Like it was a whole thing.
Yeah, that's a subgenre. And
Seattle grunge music, and they was
yeah.
like, "Wait a minute, like, can we just be grunge music? Why does they had to carry as a white group? You never
Mhm.
heard of another white group carrying a whole fucking city for
Right.
nothing, for nothing. Not because they wanted to, because white artists did that shit.
Yeah.
Billy Joe, all them, they'll carry it, but that's because they wanted to. These niggas didn't want to,
Right.
and they still did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that one, yeah. I'm not mad at all for that one being there. Um, but of course, I listened to a lot of black people on YouTube that was just like, I don't even know who this is, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, y'all are tripping. That
Oh, you
is
a
legit.
baby.
That one's a legit entry. That's a legit entry. Amy Winehouse too. That Amy Winehouse Back to Black.
Well,
Shit.
nobody's gonna argue with you with Amy Winehouse.
Yeah. No,
Because
I didn't see nobody argue that
yeah,
one at all.
because the world
But
misses Amy. The world,
yeah,
the world
and I
misses.
can't wait for this biopic that's coming out. But yeah, yeah. But that Back to Black. But even when she was alive and well, everybody praised Back to Black.
Yeah,
Everybody. I have it. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a good ass album. And she was unapologetically herself. She had a whole song talking about I'm not going to rehab. Fuck is you talking about?
I'm talking about, and that shit went bananas everywhere.
Right. Right.
You
Like,
had you had the squarest people in the world talking about they trying to make me go to rehab. I say no,
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 no.
no.
Hey,
Like that
hey,
shit. Boy, it was
my
just like,
daddy
wait
thinks
a
I'm fine.
minute. What is she saying? Like, rehab is a good thing. Like, what are
No,
we talking about?
listen, my daddy said I'm okay, and that
Right,
shit. It was such a realistic song because you can relate to that.
right.
It's people out here that they daddies to be like, nah, she fine. Let her be about her business. That's what you
Hmm.
want to do. That's what you want to do. Like so, that resonated to a lot of these.
Yeah,
Like fuck, no, my daddy said I'm cool, bitch. I'm cool.
right, right. And he got the final say so. So yeah, yeah. We still to this day miss Amy. That voice was everything.
That voice was pure. That's what I'm saying. That overseas white soul. you got it. You can't help but to respect it because this was like top tier of feeling something. Like these people felt that shit.
Yeah. I think Overseas Soul does an excellent job with Black appreciation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
Because there's a fine
appropriation, but they don't
line.
appropriate.
Yes, they don't appropriate, they appreciate. And there's a very fine line between the two. But they have mastered the Black appreciation. And they have been doing it. Like the Rolling Stones. You know what I'm saying? Like their name in itself is appreciation.
Like, yeah, they just it's
So.
just the shit that that they soaked up from the artists that was coming over there, that were Black artists. I mean, you gotta respect it because they never tried to claim it. Any artist from overseas that they if someone says it sounds like you're familiarized with R&B soul, they're gonna tell you every last person that they've ever listened to for the past 30 years.
Yes. And or who inspires you.
Yeah.
They're gonna put on people that you probably ain't even heard of. You know what I'm saying? Or you may think is a one-hit wonder, but they're doing great overseas. And that's because of that soul, that Black soul is it's a big deal over there. They probably get appreciated more over there than here, to be honest.
They do. Like that's why for one point, that's where everybody was going.
Yeah.
Because they just got more love. And you see it now with a lot of underground artists. A lot of underground artists tell you, I'd rather do a show in Dusseldorf, Germany, than to do a show in Independence, Missouri.
Wait, so Dusseldorf is in Germany?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I did not.
Oh, yeah. I can talk to you about Germany. I got a homeboy in the military. So I've been knowing about Dusseldorf because I ain't even got to say it off air. I can say it right now. My homeboy that was in the military, he said that at one point when they used to touch down in the military bases over there by Dusseldorf, the women would hand out flyers saying that the army guys was there, and they would always depict the Black dudes with big old dicks. So they know what I'm saying. It was what a time to be alive when them niggas went over there.
Mm-hmm.
It was like because they were going to be that's what they was guaranteed to get something. You know, like Denzel said, I'm from Chicago. I'm leaving here for something. Like,
right.
They was guaranteed that.
Wow.
They was guaranteed that. They said it was always dope over there. They said it out. They felt like kings over there.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But yeah, so so that's Apple Music's top 10. Did you make your top 5?
I did make my top 5.
Okay. So what's your top 5?
My top 5, not in order, because I don't like to do that. It'll take me more time to do that. But my top 5 would be one of them would be Marvin Gaye, "What's Going On" album. I think that was really phenomenal for me because that was the first time I ever heard somebody switch altos while singing. Like I was used to Marvin Gaye being that boisterous voice, but when I started listening to him switch altos, I just thought, man, this is a guy that is beyond fucking anybody. Like I was like, ain't nobody sing like Marvin Gaye. And to this day, you got people that try to mimic certain things, but they won't go high and low in the same song 3 seconds away from each other like Marvin Gaye could do.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always amazing to me. Number 2 is "Dark and Hell Is Hot." Listen, dude, one of the best rap albums ever. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can fight me if y'all think I'm like, y'all can throw everything in the world at me, and I'm just going to give you lyrics from "It's Dark and Hell Is Hot" every time. You can argue with me up and down. You can argue. Listen, don't fight with me. Fight with your mama. Number 3, which The other day, even talking to Jasmine was like, "You like John Legend?" It's like, yeah. She was like, "I only thought white people like John Legend." No, John Legend is the last of crooners, and you love crooner music. I don't care who you is, you're supposed to. You need to listen to it. This guy is a pure crooner. And so for number 3, my number 3 album of all time from John Legend will be Over Again. Oh, excuse me, no, and Another Again. Excuse me. That's the like that album. That's his second album. Amazing. Number 4, gotta go with my guy E40 Federal. Listen, that was probably one of the first albums that I listened to from number 1 to number, I think 16, 17, whatever it was on it. I listened to every track. From the interludes to all that. I thought E40 Federal was dope. And then he was ahead of his game. He took a picture of a Rolex and put his face in the middle of the Rolex. He was solidifying what type of time he was on back in the 90s.
That was Federal? I thought that was in a major
Federal?
way. I thought that album cover was in a major way.
Was it? I thought that was Federal.
Hold on.
Because that's the when I thought about the album, I kept on seeing that album cover.
Yeah, that's in a major way. This is Federal. That's Federal.
Oh, that's Federal. Okay, yeah. I mean, same rules apply though. Same rules apply. Niggas getting the race, niggas going to the same rules apply. But no, it was just even speaking of that, just E40 was just ahead of his game. But E40 Federal was my what was that, 4?
Mm-hmm.
In my 5th album, I'm pretty sure you probably thought you probably knew I was gonna say this off the flip. It's going to be Drew Hill. It's going to be Drew Hill, and I'm just gonna say Drew Hill, and because I want to put both the albums in. I want to put the first Drew Hill and then the second Drew Hill album in my number 1 slides. Just because for me and my generation of people that can actually sing, these guys was for now. You had, in certain groups, you would have maybe 1 that can sing or 2 that can sing. They literally everybody in Drew Hill can sing.
Yeah,
everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew a couple of, like with Silk, it was 2 people that could sing and the rest of them just knew how to harmonize. With Jodeci, 2 people knew how to sing, the rest of them niggas knew how to harmonize. Ready for the World, 1 nigga knew how to sing, everybody else knew how to harmonize. Drew Hill, everybody fucking knew how to sing. You could leave a song to all of them and they would have took it over.
Yeah. Now, Dalvin knew how to sing. I don't know about Devontae, but Dalvin knew how to sing.
Dalvin, no, he didn't. No, Dalvin knew how to harmonize.
Dalvin had a single. I had it.
You can have a lot of people have a single. The bitch from the Parkers got a single. What the fuck are we even talking about?
Well, she did know how to sing at one point.
At one point, she did. I ain't gonna hold
you. Right.
Keisha Campbell had a single, a couple of them.
Well, she didn't know how to sing.
Here.
She could sing back in the day.
She could, but she couldn't when she came out with singing.
Right. Sidebar. There was this show called Heart and Soul that came out in 88, 89. Well, it didn't come out. It didn't get picked up. But they shot a pilot. And I just watched the pilot. A couple of days ago. I came across this YouTube channel that does all these rare pilots that didn't get picked up or shows that didn't get renewed and all kinds of stuff. So this Heart and Soul was about a record company and they were trying to sign this artist. The owner of the record company, Morris Day, the person they were trying to sign, Tisha Campbell.
Wow.
The person that was holding her back was her father, and her father was James Avery. Like, this show would have been really good if they would have picked it up. Yeah. I was like, but if they would have picked it up, more than likely we wouldn't have gotten Martin.
True.
So another show I watched was this show. They did 4 episodes of this show, and it was called Singer and Sons. Singer and Sons. And you remember Miles from Golden Girls? Rose's
Yeah.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
He owned a sandwich shop that had been in his family for the past 90 years. But he was old, of course, and he didn't have no sons to like take over the business. He had a nephew, but the nephew was out to lunch. So he had a housekeeper who was Esther Roll, and she had 2 sons. One of them they didn't talk about, and another one, he just lost his corporate job. This was all in New York, so he just lost his corporate job. And so she was like, well, he is looking for a job, why don't you hire him? So she was supposed to bring him to the shop so he could talk to him about the job. Well, her other son came, and he ended up giving him the job. So when they finally came, they was like, what did you do? Blah, blah, blah. So he ended up giving them both a job. But the other son was Tommy Ford. And it was a good show. And that show came out in like 90, 91. So if that show would have continued, we wouldn't have gotten Martin either.
No, we just wouldn't have got Tommy. We'd have got another Tommy.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been the Martin that we love.
It wouldn't have been.
And so it was a lot of people in the comments like, oh, so Tommy did have a job. But yeah, that's what I've been spending my leisure time on this past week. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So top five. Hold on,
yeah,
because I got honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
One of my honorable mentions is Lil Wayne, the First Carter. Yes. I wanted to put it in my top 5. I really did want to put it in my top 5, but I wanted to keep it almost Apple-ish, and try not to have no feelings into it. So
that is the best one.
Yeah, that's one. Another one would be Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. And the only reason why I'll say that was always that not always, but that was my honorable mention, is because Reasonable Doubt is one of those classic albums that it's just skillfully done. Like you knew what type of composer Jay-Z was from Reasonable Doubt. Mm-hmm. Even the skits was just it was especially for that time. My third one, which I was really fighting over, was The Chronic, because The Chronic was a movement. The Chronic,
it definitely was,
took the world over.
Yeah, it definitely did that. I wouldn't have been mad at you for putting that in your top 5.
Yeah, I was really fighting. I was like, nah, because if I put too many rap albums on here, it'd just be me and my field base, and I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. And then my last one is going to be Linkin Park. That first album from Linkin Park was phenomenal. Yes. That blend of rock and hip hop was not only the first of its time, but it stands the test of time. It's one of the best albums you're ever gonna hear in that type of genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I give you Linkin Park. I'll give you Linkin Park. All right. So I'm gonna do mine different. I'm gonna start with my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are Nas is Stillmatic.
Nice.
This is gonna sound crazy, but of course, yeah. Bone Thugs, Creeping on the Come Up.
That's your honorable mention?
I know it's gonna sound crazy, but yeah, it's my honorable mention.
I really want to hear your 5 then.
Yeah. Beyonce's Renaissance. That album, yeah. No other words can be said about that album. Yeah. And Travis Scott's Astro World.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad
Yeah.
at that.
Astro World was just like so great of an album. Like he really took everybody to Astro World. Yeah. It literally sounds like you're at an amusement park. Like it's awesome. But yeah. Those are my honorable mentions. My top 5, which mine are not in any order either. My 5 is a tie between the self-titled Beyonce and Jay-Z's Volume 2 Hard Knock Life. Like the impact that self-titled album had, because I'm looking at more than just the songs, which the songs are great as well, but just the fact that she did a video for every song, the fact that it was a secret until she dropped it, the fact that she took over iTunes when it dropped, like the whole rollout, the rollout, like she changed the game. She changed the game with that one. Like you got to give her props. And then on top of that, the music is good. So yeah, it should have won Album of the Year that year. So, but whatever.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. So, and then of course, Volume 2 Hard Knock Life, that should go without saying. That was like the first arena tour since Run DMC's arena tour in the 80s. So, and
that solidified Jay is
yeah. That was a movement. That was definitely a movement. I was at that tour. I was a huge Jay-Z fan back then. Humongous. Like I could not stop playing that album. So it's Hard Knock Life for me. But yeah, so then we have Michael Jackson's Thriller, which he changed the game completely with that album. You know.
100%.
I also have T.I.'s Trap Music. I think T.I.'s Trap Music is nothing short of a masterpiece. Still to this day, because I just listened to the whole thing probably like a month or two ago, and that album still is relevant, still is amazing. My favorite T.I. song is Be Easy, and that's on that album. So yeah, so we got trap music. Then this shouldn't be a surprise at all, and that's Mary J. Blige, My Life. As much as we have talked about Mary J. Blige's My Life on this podcast alone, that shouldn't be nobody's surprise. And then the last one is Bone Thugs East 1999 Eternal. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. that saved Creeping on the Come Up, because I was like, what?
Yeah.
But
right.
East
That's why I said it
sounds
weird. But yeah. But no. I said East 99 Eternal. Because, yes, we have Creeping on the Come Up first, which was amazing. But at the end of the day, Creeping on the Come Up is an EP. So this was their full-length album. And whether you want to admit it or not, Bone has birthed a lot of people.
Yes, they have.
Still to this day.
I would never take that from them.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tohi says, unfortunately, I never got into albums, instead songs. I was thinking about my top five, but it's probably crappy Compton y'all's. It's probably crappy Compton y'all's.
Compared to ours, yeah. Nah, you go ahead and give us your top five if you got them.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you
we
can go
like to
song.
hear.
You can go song. But back to the bone situation. You would send me that interview for our listeners. Lindsay sent me an interview with the real three founders of Bone, basically. Flesh, Crazy, and Lazy. Hey man, that was it. I didn't even realize that they really were thrown to the wolves to even be somebody. Like
Mhm.
the shit that they went through, is what niggas be rapping about and they be lying. Like they be like, I had to sleep on top of other people and bop 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 bop, and the whole time they stand in their mama house in the basement all to themselves with a
Right.
refrigerator down there. Like
And it's a finished basement at that.
yeah,
Like,
it's a stupid finish, baby. Motherfucker got a
right.
projector screen and everything. This nigga
Okay.
writing the best dope rhymes in his life, ain't never sold dope.
Right.
These niggas went through some shit to be who they are, man. It's like I really understand why they're still so humble for real because of where they came from. It was like they didn't have no options of failing.
Yeah.
Failing was not an option for them. Most of these rappers nowadays, they have a plan B. They didn't have a plan B, y'all. Like they were
Yeah.
either gonna do this or they were just gonna hustle. That's just what it was.
Yeah. It was one of the two. And it's so wild because, of course, I'm a part of several bone groups, but and I posted the interview in one of them, and a couple of people was just like, we've heard this story already. And I'm like, yes, we have heard this story. But every time I hear the story, I hear new shit. Like they went into depth in this story. And they have gone into depth before, but it just seems like more and more comes out, you know? And it's so fascinating, you know.
I will honest to God tell you, like as somebody who thinks um, that I'm a Bone fan. I've never watched any interviews. I've never they I think they got like a documentary out I ain't never seen. So
Hmm.
I don't know none of this. Like so I wasn't privy to none of this. I
Yeah.
think for the casual fan like me, this was a real awakening of actually what a true artist is. They put all their chips on the line to do this. They all had things that they could have did outside of this, and they chose this. That for me is the marking of true artistry. That I was listening to that shit, and I was like, damn, no wonder motherfuckers be liking them like that because they put their heart and soul in it. So their heart and soul is with the people that really fuck with them for real.
Hmm.
Like that, I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, that shit's hard. I'm listening to
Yeah.
because I didn't even think. Again, I'm a casual fan. I didn't even think Flesh was as intricate as he was.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about. I just thought that was their homeboy that was going back and forth from jail, and they just always kept him around. Like, again, I don't know anything about him, so I always thought that
Hmm.
every time you mention Flesh, I'm like, oh, that's the nigga that was always in jail. I didn't know
Yeah.
two things. I didn't know that because when you a kid, things move so fast. You thinking this is something that's been occurring. I didn't know all this shit spanned in a small course of years, and these niggas had just been dominating after. I just thought it
Hmm.
was the whole nutshell. I didn't know, hey, this
Oh,
happened right here, and
this
then
happened
boom,
fast.
yeah, and then we're out of there. We're out of that.
Yeah.
We're out of the world at that point.
Right. No, it was very fast. It was
I
very
was like,
fast.
damn.
Yeah, because
No
they
wonder
put
when
out because they were still Bone Enterprise, and they put out Faces of Death in '93,
mm-hmm.
and then the story with that was that they had a song called Thugs in Harmony, and Easy was like, that needs to be y'all name. And so that's when they changed from Bone Enterprise to Bone Thugs and Harmony. But they were Bone Thugs and Harmony when we got introduced to them with Creeping on the Come Up. That came out in 94. So just think, they were local talent doing Faces of Death as Bone Enterprise in 93. They put out a whole EP the next year under Ruthless. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot. You know what I mean? And I knew about the bus situation, but it just never dawned on me how broke they were going back and forth. Like I heard they were broke. I heard they had to hustle up the money to get back to Cleveland. Like I heard that part, but they always they never got like too detailed. They always generalized it. So the fact that this interview they got real detailed with it, and they was just like, it is what it is. We had to steal the money if they didn't give it to or the food. If they didn't give it to us, we stole it.
Yeah.
And that's a 5-day trip from LA to Cleveland.
So imagine, I'm like,
yeah, but that's what you do when your passion is there, and when you putting all your chips, on you betting on black, you putting everything on black. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no other option. They out here, they were so broke, they was out there selling dummy rocks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like something gonna happen to us if this shit don't work. Something is going to happen to us. But we need to figure this shit out.
I found I had a newfound respect for Bone. Really watching that interview. I was like, damn, like just because it's like how you see things now, like somebody they could just put something on YouTube, and then for some strange reason, Ice Cube or Rick Ross just happened to wake up and get on YouTube and see the song, and then all of a sudden this nigga's a star.
Right. It's way easier now.
For the fact that they went through that off of, I'm talking about this is in the 90s, y'all. Like, these from that interview, like these niggas is really gang related, piling up against a payphone and telling people you can't even use this bitch. Right. Because we waiting on a call. Like this is the era that they were in where you really had to put your feet to the ground and make it happen. And they did. It's like you hear all these fairy tale stories. You don't know what it is to be a phenomenal grinder. I've said this a couple of times on this podcast, but I'm going to keep it 100 and tell you all the time. I don't care how you think a man moves. A man with a phenomenal hustle, I don't care how small he wants to be or how big he's going to be. He's always going to win out over you. Because you think you are entitled to that. Nobody's entitled to nothing. You gotta bust them motherfucking feet for it. Right. Them niggas bust them feet for it.
Right.
I wish after I seen that shit, I was like, I wish they had way more accolades than they do. Like,
right. And that's why, like, it's weird. It's weird for me. Because everybody knows I'm the biggest Bone fan, on this side of the Mason-Dixon, I guess. But it's weird for me when I talk about them. So I don't really like to talk about them because people just, oh, she's talking about Bone, whatever, and they just blow you off or whatever. But it's like, no, I'm talking there's a reason why I'm this passionate about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's weird for me to bring it up or whatever, and I just be like, I know, I have to put disclaimers and shit, so I don't know, but
you will never get any more side eyes from me. I'm gonna say that on the podcast right now because I used to give you so many side eyes, like, man, Bone, like, man, whatever. In my Soulja Boy voice,
right?
Bone,
right.
Bone, like, nah. Now I'm like, nah, they deserve way more respect than I have given them.
Yeah.
And Flesh definitely deserves way more respect because he the one to put the battery in their back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now I understand why when I have seen interviews with him, he was so hard on them. It's because, dude, I'm doing this because this is my last hurrah. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to me, but I'm doing this because I think y'all my brothers and y'all need to be the fuck out of here. Like,
Right.
dude, that's it. That sets precedent for me because
Right.
I've been privileged to have that type of family around me to believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
Right. And just imagine, because I mean, he already was off to college, playing basketball. He could have been like, well, I'm just going to make it and then we'll
Yeah,
figure out y'all later. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, his brothers are out here in the street dying because that, Crazy like did 2 years in jail, right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then, the whole story behind Busy, right?
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm
He
saying?
was a
Like,
milk carton kid.
yeah. Yeah. So it's like they've been through some shit, and then with Lazy, he had an uncle that saved him from going to jail,
Yeah,
you know?
listen to that, and he didn't. Nobody said anything incriminating. So I'll say that. But listening to Lazy's story, Lazy would have Lazy if that shit didn't happen, Lazy would have went to jail for murder because Lazy about his business for real. You know what I'm saying? Like Lazy really about his business. Like
Yeah.
no wonder he was really keeping that Mo Thugs movement popping because that guy is really, really businessman orientated where his mentality is if it don't move for the business, y'all gotta get the fuck from around me. Lazy would have killed one of them niggas, man, if they wouldn't doing what they were supposed to do.
I think so too.
Yeah,
He reminds me of Michael Bivins.
yeah, it just that he took whatever Flesh had in him. Lazy took that with that business mind he got from them niggas from Texas, and he just skyrocketed on some. This has got to do this. Period.
Right. Because they had the talent, they just needed the business part of it, and
Mm-hmm.
it seems like he sat down and really tried to focus in on that when he was in Texas.
Yeah.
And it speaks volumes to them because they were so young.
I was about to say he did that as a kid, so
Yeah.
he was ready to jump and move. Even with that whole shit when they went to Cali, I believe like Lazy was really one of them niggas that was really that light skinned dude that didn't give a fuck. Like stand on that. Hey, this is what we doing. We came down here for this, and this is what it is. Like y'all can do whatever y'all want, but this ain't what we doing.
Right. And that's period. That's period.
Like yeah, I think
Bone.
Lazy was that dude. Like
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Bone. They're celebrating their 30th. Bone Thugs in Harmony is celebrating their 30th this year.
I respect that. I think I'm gonna be rocking some Bone
merch
real soon. Like I'm like, damn, them niggas is hard. I can't hold you. I'm not a Jeffin ass nigga. I just respect certain shit when I hear it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I respect all that shit. I love that them niggas is still connected like they connect. They don't think they connected like they supposed to be, but they are because they still fuck with each other in a long and strong way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
that sounded weird. Pause.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that until you just said that. But yeah, so he says, B-Day, Foolish, Take Care, The Carter 3, Confession. Those off the top of the ones I've listened to entirely. Those are some good ones.
I will give you The Carter 3, Confessions.
Yeah.
And Take Care.
Yeah, I'll give you those 3 too. B-Day's not my favorite. And Foolish, I believe that's Ashanti, right?
I was about to say, yeah. I've never listened to a whole Ashanti album.
Me either.
I've listened to the singles. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna downplay Ashanti. But I just never listened to an album all the way through.
She wasn't that girl for me. Like, she was cool. She did have some singles. But she wasn't that girl for me to be like, oh, I gotta go buy the Ashanti album. So, but shout out to her. She's still out here performing, and she big as a house. So shout out to her for still doing it.
Shout out to her and shout out to Nelly for getting his girl back.
Yeah.
One for getting his girl back. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, that's something that don't nobody really talk about. That's really what you like to see in the community of us, of black folks. It's like, all right, y'all fell out, y'all don't fuck with each other no more. None of y'all, both of y'all didn't fuck up. Y'all still continued to grow, and then y'all met each other at the top.
Mm-hmm. No, they talk about it. They just talk about it negatively.
And they shouldn't. I really like it. I'm just like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk about a real hip hop love story, that's a real hip hop love story.
Like, my whole thing is that I don't see a problem with it, especially they're talking about them moving fast and stuff. And I'm like, okay, but they had 10 years where they played around.
Yeah, they knew each other long. They this ain't no fly by night shit.
Yeah.
This some shit solidified. At this point, they know each other ins and outs.
Yeah.
They know how each other moved when they was with each other, and then they watched how each other moved when they was without each other. Mm-hmm. And they still said that this is the motherfucker for me.
Right. And then they double back, and they not wasting no time this time around. They doing what they should have done all the many years ago when they was together. So I'm not mad.
And they got enough money to do it. And I will emphasize they got enough money to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't try to find that high school sweetheart and try to knock her up when she's fucking 41 years old. Just don't. Don't do that. This is Nelly and Ashanti's like, don't do that. Enjoy it. Enjoy that. But don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all don't have enough money for it. You barely take care of the 3 kids you got now. The last thing y'all need to do is to add another mouth to feed. I'm just, just for real, y'all. And y'all too old for that. Listen, as a 41-year-old father of a 9-month-old, I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. The reason that happened is because me and his mother found love where other people didn't find it, and we happen to be going through this struggle together, and we're doing it, and we love each other for doing it. But we didn't have any more. I don't have no outside kids, and she don't either. So
that makes a difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference. Please don't think you can have 5 kids out here, and then you already take care of her 3, and then you're gonna add another one, my nigga. If you're an hourly worker, this is bad for you.
Oh, jeez. And on that note, I don't have a final thought. So, yeah, Jerry's final thought.
On that note, I think, that should be the final thought. I think
that may have been it, right?
I think that's the final thought. It came organically.
Right.
Hey, just love the artists that you love. Don't try to emanate whatever they're doing. Because one, they got more money than you, my dude. They can afford this. And Nelly got a gang of kids. Ashanti don't got no kids, but Nelly got enough money, and half of his kids is grown that he can do this.
Nelly ain't got no gang of kids.
Nelly got what, 2 or 3?
He got 2 adult kids and 2 nephew and niece that he got custody of when his sister died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he got 2 grown babies. Yeah, he ready for another baby to be at the house. Again, he got enough money to do that.
He's probably a grandfather. He's starting all the way over.
Again, he got enough money to do it. You know who don't got enough money to do it? That dude that's been working for the post office and got 2 adult kids and 3 grandchildren, and still didn't put his no money in 401k.
Still, huh?
Yeah. Right. Still ain't did it. He was supposed to do it 3 years after getting hired, he still didn't do
it. That's tough.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking to.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then that one, yeah, he needs a come to Jesus moment. Need to get his priorities together.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this was episode 122 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys for episode 123. Bye.
Exactly.